Welcome to Big V TV. Great to have you with us, state champ men, and it's an interesting week because a couple of big teams played against each other on the weekend. We'll get into that result in a moment. But DV have lost their last two. You remember I have been saying it's a testing period for them coming up. So far they've dropped a couple of those games. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see, and not by much. They're not far away. They're not far away. Let's get stuck straight into it. Eltham 76 went down to Crow Bay 88. Good start to the weekend for Crow Bay. More on them shortly. Hixie had 19 points. The team shot at 60% from the arc, which is amazing. Adam Moore, 19 for Eltham. Steve-O, Eltham.
Yes.
They are an incredible defensive team. They come up against these top teams and they usually restrict them to 90 points or less. Sometimes it's 80 or less. But they just can't score enough themselves.
Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't say you're a great defensive team if it's 90 or less. Like if you're putting up 89, 88, it's not.
Well, I only said 90 or less because Crow Bay was 88 in that game, but it's usually down around that 75 mark.
Yeah. That's right. The thing is, once you do play those good teams and they can get that extra 10, 15 points, Eltham can't run with them down the other end and get those extra 10, 15 points to keep up with them. So 76 for Eltham isn't that bad. It's just that
it's 1.5 baskets a quarter.
Once you get up to the big guys, it's 12-point loss. You look at that double digits, it's quite tough. But I know for the Eltham guys, they're probably like, we played pretty well and it wasn't that bad. It doesn't feel like a 12-point loss.
Well, they got 16 more shots up.
Yeah,
they just shot at 20%.
Yeah, there you go. That's the difference, isn't it? It's just that final finishing touch. Hume City 86, Werribee 83. I think people may be expecting Hume City to win by a bit more. They were made to work for it. Lee Jecker had 26. Jermaine Maybank, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Really good line for Jermaine Maybank. Jeremy Smith, 29 and 15 for Werribee. The Devils get within 3. Jeremy Smith's All-Star 5 right now. He's been terrific this season.
Yeah, it's too bad he doesn't have more support around him because he does it week in, week out, and everyone knows. Obviously, he's on the scouting report, so he's doing that whilst having the best defender, I imagine.
Hughesy was okay in this game. They just need another one to go 25.
Yeah.
Not that 17, 18, 19. A little bit more they get over the line. Would you agree All-Star 5 at the moment? He's got to be up there. Has to be.
Yeah, I think between Smith and Carver of Whittlesea, I think those are just the two underrated guys because they're
lower
in teams that are just aren't performing. Yeah. Those two guys doing really, really well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Knox 106 defeated Bulleen 72. Nothing to see here. Mike Rose 24. Mitch went off the bench, 22 was good. Dave Shafford had 16 for Bulleen. Boomers are a mile off the pace. I think they've got a couple of imports in there now, and they're just a mile off the pace. So I think it's going to be a long, hard season for them.
Yeah, I just can't see where they're going to get their first win.
Yep.
And,
I agree. Diamond Valley 73, up against McKinnon 78. Cougars needed the win, no doubt about that. Stithy had 29 and 10. Good game from him. Ryan Vilmont 22 and 11. I think the Cougs suited up only 8 players, Steve-O.
Yeah, you may be right. Doesn't
I'm not
ring
often
a bell,
wrong,
but
Steve. Not often wrong.
Do your homework. Well done. But yeah, they kept Vasiljevic quiet, only 20 points. Which is quiet for him, for his standards. But yeah, McKinnon certainly stepped it up and knocked off a solid team and needed to get a win now, 4-3.
Now, Vasiljevic is heading to the States, yes?
Yes, correct. University of Miami.
Okay, so he's going to be going in the not-too-distant future. Certainly won't be here for finals.
I think it's mid to early June.
Yeah, okay. So not too distant future. Diamond Valley 7 and 2.
Yep.
They've got that run at the moment. They might have an easier game this. Well, no, they haven't got an easier game this week. Have fun with that. Don't push the panic button there. I just think they're not far away. If they can get 1 or 2 of these big scalps, it's going to definitely keep them in that 4-5 area of the top 6.
Yeah, well, in this game they were pretty much winning 3 quarters.
Yeah.
It's just their second quarter. They just shot poorly. And that's the only thing which held them back for a quarter. It will be interesting once you take DJ out of it that who steps up.
Yeah, and someone's going to have to. Ringwood 88, Eltham 79. Again, Eltham holding a team, a better team above them, way above them, but just not getting over the top of them. Benny Waldron had 18 for Eltham. Logan Lyle 21. Now, he came off the bench in this game, so definitely a tactical change for the Hawks just to try and free him up a little bit. We've spoken about it on here. I know that there were some stats that came out last week when Logan's down, Ringwood's usually down. They brought him off the bench and it worked.
Well, it certainly did. I mean, there might be something they can run with in the future, playing him against the second units. I know Ringwood are usually a higher offensive side anyway, but if they can get Lyle in that second unit, just providing that offensive spark, they'll just keep going and they'll be better for it.
Sometimes it's a great way to build confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, they.
You've come off the bench a few times over your career, just to build the confidence.
Not for a couple of years.
You need to. No, I shouldn't say that. Shawnee Clark, 15 and 13. He's a big, strong man, isn't he?
Yeah, I remember playing against him. I think I played against him in youth league back years ago, and he was a beast then. And
he had a full-grown beard when he was 13, mate. So. Big unit. Waverley 80, Knox 74. This was the key game for me. Knox coming in unbeaten. Waverley at home, always strong. Matty Hodgson 25 and 13. His best game of the season so far. Platnick had 18, Tamada 19, and Mike Rose had 17. Great game all round. Waverley's a very good team, and importantly, they're getting back to full strength. They're getting their full unit out on the floor now.
Yeah, but Waverley are undefeated at home, and as are Knox. So they're the only two teams which are still undefeated. So Waverley at home.
Tough unit.
Fortress.
Yes, I wouldn't want to go there to play. You don't have a good chance of winning.
And they've got their team. They've got their full team together now.
They reinserted DKD into the starting lineup this week. I thought that was going to be something that they continued with, but didn't matter obviously this week.
Whittlesea 89 defeated Crow Bay 84. This was the big upset of the round. I think I just in some previews wrote that you've got to be careful of Whittlesea at home, and they've proven that is a factor. They've got up here. Carver 28 points, 14 rebounds in this one. Garforth, very good second fiddle, had 22 points. Dondre Walker 32 for Crow Bay. No doubt about it, upset.
Yeah, huge upset. I only looked at this morning and was shocked by it. I thought I penciled that one as a win for Corio. Stat-wise, I had a look. It's 17 threes Whittlesea hit to Corio's 5. Now, you said the night before Corio had a huge night on the three-point line.
Yep.
Well, it didn't happen on the Sunday for them.
And we've seen Corio in the past defensively that when they maybe go into a zone, and I don't know if they did here, I've got no idea, but just not get out to those shooters. Ringwood has torched them a couple of times from the three, and obviously Whittlesea had a good day. Good on them. Great to see.
Yeah, no, I think it was certainly the right time too. They caught Corio on a double header on the road, and Whittlesea were fresh, and that was the best time to pick them up.
And finally, Hawthorn 97 for the second time this season beat Bulleen 71. The Irish Pub had 21. Barb Barry's boy Jack had 17. Wilson Marob had 11. That was the top scorer for Bulleen. So we've spoken a bit about them. Struggle street right now. Hawthorn be very happy to get that win, the Magic.
Yeah, Hawthorn.
Good confidence
Hawthorn started to come.
Yeah, they are.
They're becoming more and more competitive each week, which is I have been a little bit surprised by. But good
and they're doing it with youth.
Yeah,
doing it with
the young guys getting it done.
Ladder, Steve-O.
Knox 7 and 1, Corio Bay now 8 and 2, Diamond Valley and Waverley, and also Hume City all 7 and 2. McKinnon 4 and 3, Ringwood 5 and 4, Hawthorn, Werribee and Whittlesea all 2 and 7, Eltham 1 and 8, Bulleen yet to score.
It's almost unimaginable that we look at a ladder. What are we, 7 rounds in?
Yep.
Ringwood is sitting in 7th, outside the top 6, 5 and 4. It is going to be a dogged race to the finals this season.
If you had told me round 7, McKinnon 1 win above 500, Ringwood 1 win above 500, you'd be kidding yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the other one for me, and they've been very competitive. Eltham are 1 and 8.
Yeah,
and I reckon they've got a good team this season. So, anyway, let's have a look at round 8. Here we go. Hawthorn take on Eltham.
Yeah, I'd say the Wildcats for me.
Hawthorn have been great lately. Good win on the weekend, but geez, the Wildcats defensively you think will stop the Young Bucks.
Yep. Yeah, I think Eltham will get this one.
Hume City and Knox, huge game. This is the big test for me right now.
For Hume?
For Hume,
Yeah.
for the Broncos. I've kept it low. I've kept the lid on it. I love them out there. I think they're a ripping team when they're up and about. They've got one of the best starting units in the division this season. They're coming up against the Raiders, who are coming off their first loss of the season. So they are going to be red hot. Can the Broncos do it?
So if they win this, the lid's off?
Well, they're legit.
Lid's off
Yeah.
if they win?
Yep.
Yep, all right.
Scares me. It scares me saying that.
I'm going with Knox.
I'm going to go with the Broncos. Oh, I really, really like their
Lids
starting
off.
unit. No, not yet. No. If they get up this week, I'm gonna have the Hume City flag here next week. I'm gonna be wearing their colours. I reckon they can do it. I rate them highly, Hume City.
Yeah, I rate them as well, but Knox haven't done anything wrong this year. They lost by 6 to Waverley on Waver's home deck. I'm going with Knox.
All right, Broncos, I'm with you. Corio Bay take on DV. Gee, I tell you what, we talk about tests. DV have dropped their last couple up against better opposition. Here we go. And the Stingers coming off a loss.
Yeah, Crow will be filthy. That's my...
Surely they win the Stingers at home.
Corio, yeah.
Stingrays.
Werribee McKinnon. This is a danger game for the Cougs, I'm telling you. Danger game.
I'm sticking with McKinnon, but I have the same sort of thought train as you.
I'm sticking with the Cougs.
Yeah.
If Smith gets going in this, and he gets going just about every game, mind you, it is a danger game for Cougs.
The Cougs have won 4 of the last 5. They've finally hit form. I'm going with the Cougs.
Yeah, no, I'm going to stick with them as well. Whittlesea, Ringwood. If Whittlesea can beat Corio Bay on their home deck, they can get Ringwood. Yes or no?
Nah, Ringwood, only game of the weekend. I'm with Ringwood.
So we see nothing in Whittlesea's win last week.
No, I certainly saw something. I just don't think they can continue with it straight up.
It's one of those games where you go, you know what? Given what Whittlesea just did, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But you're just not gutsy enough to go for them. I think Ringwood.
No, I'm going the safe one with Ringwood as well.
McKinnon take on Corio Bay. Grand final rematch. Second time they've played this season. Good game. Both coming into their second for the weekend. Good game, Steve-O.
I'm on Corio Bay.
I'm on CB.
I'm basing it on the last weekend, so the one just gone. Corio lost their second game.
Okay.
To Whittlesea. So
Right.
McKinnon are better than Whittlesea. So
How that theory stacks
it makes
up.
sense.
That's all right. Eltham take on Waverley. I'm with the Falcons. Be quick.
Yep.
Falcons all round.
Falcons.
Bulleen against Werribee.
Simple.
Devils to win
Devils.
for me. I think Smitty
Smitty.
will have an absolute beauty. Question without notice. Will Bulleen win a game this season? Yes or no? One word answer. Yes or no? One word.
Yes.
Yes or no?
No.
I don't think so either. Have a great weekend. Get out there and support your teams. We'll catch up with you next week on Big VTV.